Welcome back to the Xbox Series X. If you've been watching some of my videos recently, you may have heard me mention that yes, the awesome people over at Xbox and Xbox Canada hooked me up with the brand new Xbox Series X a couple of weeks ago so I could make some videos here for you guys. And behind the scenes, I have been doing just that. I've been playing a bunch of games, putting a bunch of hours into this thing, and today is the day I can finally tell you a little bit more about it and showcase some Xbox Series X gameplay. So sit back and relax. We are gonna jump into this thing, showcase some Xbox Series X gameplay, talk about quick resume and why it is so important, showcase some backwards compatibility stuff, talk about some accessories as well as some other stuff. Now, before we get into any of that stuff, I also wanted to mention that when Xbox sent me out the Xbox Series X, they also sent me out 10 Xbox Game Pass Ultimate codes to give away to you guys, and that is exactly what we're gonna be doing over the next couple of days on our Discord server. We're just gonna be dropping them into a couple of our chats, so if you're not already a member of our Discord server, there is the link down below. You can join completely for free and you can get your hands on some Xbox Game Pass codes just like that. Also, not to mention, over the next coming days, I'm gonna be making a bunch more Xbox Series X videos, so if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do it so you don't miss out on all of the Xbox Series X stuff that we've currently got in the works. Now, let's jump into the first impression. Now, let's start it off with my favorite feature of the Xbox Series X, and that is quick resume. A lot of you guys wanted to see how fast quick resume was on the Xbox Series X. Well, say for example, you're in Halo, just doing your thing. This is Halo 5. If we jump back out to the dashboard, let's jump into Formula 1 2020. This is the brand new game. We give it a second. Up in the top corner, you will see a quick resume logo. You only hang on this screen for a couple of seconds, and just like that, you are back into the game playing one of your favorite racing games. But you might be saying, well, I actually don't feel like playing F1 anymore. Well, why don't we go jump into Forza Horizon 3? That's exactly the same thing. Quick resume logo up in the top right-hand corner of the screen. You give it a second or two to load up your data to remember where you are, and just like that, you are back into the game. I actually posted that clip on my Twitter and my TikTok account actually a couple of days ago, and a lot of you guys were like, as cool as a thing as that is, I'm never gonna use it. I'm never gonna jump from game to game to game in quick succession like that, and you're probably right. However, quick resume is way more powerful than that because it also works when your Xbox Series X is turned off and even unplugged. What that means is when I go to plug my Xbox Series X in again and power it up, I can jump straight into Forza Motorsport 7 exactly where I picked up, even though the console's being unplugged. I don't need to wait for the game to boot up again. I also got a lot of questions from people being like, how many games does that actually work for? Now, there's no set number of games that you can quick resume between, but for me personally, I've actually tested it between 7 different games. It is a seriously cool feature, and I think people are really going to enjoy it. However, that's enough about quick resume. Why don't we talk about backwards compatibility and what you can actually play on your Xbox Series X? Right off the bat, every single one of your Xbox One games are gonna work on the Xbox Series X, as well as every single one of your Xbox 360 and your Xbox original games from your Xbox backwards compatible catalog will work on your Xbox Series X. I actually jumped into Assassin's Creed, the second one from the Xbox 360, and it just worked. The exact same way it would work on your Xbox One, it also works on your Xbox Series X. Speaking of things of the past, what about things like your old accessories? For example, this is an Xbox Elite controller from the Xbox One days, and this will also work on your Xbox Series X, along with all of your Xbox One accessories. Basically, long story short, if it works on the Xbox One, it will also work on the Xbox Series X. Anyways, at the end of the day, the big takeaway from the Xbox Series X that it is a powerhouse of a console. This thing is able to pump out 4K 60 FPS in certain games, or even up to 120 FPS, which is insane. For example, Dirt 5 that's set to launch next month, the Xbox Series X can play it at 120 FPS. Not to mention as well, the Xbox Series X is able to load your games faster than ever before. Here's a couple of examples of me using my Xbox One X versus my Xbox Series X and just comparing how fast they are to load up the exact same game. It's unbelievable that we're able to get this type of performance from a console that we're used to only getting on PCs. It's crazy. In this video, I also wanted to answer a couple of your guys' questions about the Xbox Series X and actually talk about one thing in particular that I don't like about this thing. Let's start this off with the biggest rumor of them all, and that's overheating. Now, there was a rumor going around a couple of weeks ago that the Xbox Series X was overheating. Now, in my personal testing, I haven't experienced that whatsoever in long 4K gaming sessions. I don't know where this rumor came about, but I'm just gonna class it as fake news. You guys have also been asking me a lot of questions about the controller itself and what actually makes it different to the Xbox One controller. Well, right away, right on the front, we've got a different D-pad as well as a share button. The share button is essentially a shortcut so you can click it and take a screenshot of whatever you're seeing on your screen or actually record your gameplay directly to your Xbox Series X and share it with some of your friends. If we move over to the rear of the controller, we've now got grips running down the back as well as along the triggers themselves. The bumpers are a little bit clickier than previously, and the most important change of them all, USB Type-C. Thank you, Xbox, for making my dreams come true. Now, what about that problem that I have? Well, if I turn this thing around, it's regarding the ports on the back. Compared to the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X actually has far fewer ports, and for me personally, that is not a good thing. I'm always of the belief of giving people as many options to use their stuff as you physically can. For example, on the Xbox One, I used optical audio every single day, and it's not available on the Xbox Series X. When I actually got the Xbox Series X, I actually had to figure out an entirely new way of getting audio from this thing to my computer and to my headphones, which was really annoying. Let's move it along to the final question I got from you guys, and a lot of you were saying that the console's pretty big and chunky, which it definitely is, and a lot of you were saying this won't fit in your media cabinet. Can I put it on its side? Well, this side of the console actually has little feet on it, little rubberized feet, so all you need to do, tip it onto its side, and just like that, you're good to go. And there you have it. Those are my first impressions of the Xbox Series X. As well, we answered a couple of your guys' questions. If you guys do have any further questions, please let me know in the comments down below, and I will do my best to answer them for you guys. Like I said, I'm currently working on a bunch more videos featuring the Xbox Series X, so if you want to see those, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget as well, join our Discord server if you want a chance to win one of those Xbox Game Pass codes. The link is in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is the Xbox Series X. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!